Just like we drew it up. And no, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a parody account. And everyone wants to know, we hit 50K Bitcoin. Is your thesis invalidated? The answer is no. We're gonna be going over the Bitcoin charts, Dark Brandon, and some eerily similarities that make our good buddy Tim very uncomfortable. All right, let's start with the Bitcoin charts. My invalidation thesis was $50,000 Bitcoin. Body daily closes above that. People seem to misconstrue what I say when I say that 50,000 is the number. They think that if you wake up to it, haha, I got you, nana boo boo, stick your face in doo doo. No, my friend. No. You have to understand that the wicks are oftentimes like an Allen Iverson crossover, which is why I say the body daily close. Wicks are often always like fake outs. This was my original thesis, Wyckoff distribution, and I still think that we're working on Wyckoff distribution. I do not think that I have been invalidated yet at all, and in fact, the more time that goes on, the more that I think that what I'm saying is true. I got my hair cut yesterday in the barbershop. They were all talking about Bitcoin being 50K and I need to buy some more. I didn't even bring it up. I saw on my Facebook, on my personal Facebook, my great aunt, who doesn't have any other social medias, she posted that Bitcoin was $50,000. This is not a good sign to me. Not only that, the fear and greed index is at 71. This is the highest that it has been since 2021 peak bull run. The highest amount of greed that we have felt since the peak of the bull run. Let me be very clear. I am perma bullish on Bitcoin in the big picture. It will only continue to go up as time goes on. But right now, I am very bearish right now, because if we zoom out, this is what we called out way back in here when Bitcoin was $16,000, which by the way is when I was buying Bitcoin at 16,000, 17,000, 18,000, and everybody who was following me back then were buying Bitcoin back then as well. We did a 2+X already. We said that Bitcoin would reach 48K, which is the retracement to the 618. How it works is, this is the oversimplified move of what Bitcoin does over and over and over again. You go up, you climb up the mountain, you go down the mountain, crashing 80%. And then, just like if I were to have a ball, you drop a ball bounces 50 to 70%, not all the way up. That's what Bitcoin does too, 50 to 70% up. Now, let me show you an example of when it's done this exact same thing. Let's look at the prior cycle. Back in 2017, parabolic rise, crash 70%, retrace to the 618, aka 61.8% of the way to the top. That's what Bitcoin does. And then it crashes down, trades sideways. Right here at the orange mark is the halvening. About 60 days after that is when the actual bull market starts. Again, same thing back in 2013, parabolic rise, crash down 80%, retrace to the 618, aka 61.8% of the top of the way, crash back down, trade sideways for about 60 days after the halvening before the actual bull market starts. And the funny thing that is similar every single time as well is that during the retracement, everyone swears it's different this time. This is the real bull market. They said it right here. They said it right here back in 2019. Everyone said it's different this time, bro. I promise the bull market is starting. And yet again, they're saying it right here yet again. But let's go over some similarities that are happening between the last retracement right before the halvening, the last retracement right before the halvening with the Super Bowl. Okay, in 2020, right before the halvening, which we are about to have the halvening in 65 days from now, the Chiefs played the 49ers. 2024, same thing. Lamar Jackson won the MVP, same thing. Ravens win the AFC North, same thing. Texans win the AFC South, same thing. Chiefs win the AFC West, same thing. Chargers, Washington loses 13, Panthers last, 49ers win the AFC West. All of these same things are the same thing. Not only that, Billie Eilish won Song of the Year, Chiefs plus 600 odds to win the Super Bowl, and they won it. All of these things are the same thing. The Super Bowl was right here at the last local top before we had a big Black Swan event. Here is the Super Bowl. Perhaps do we have a big Black Swan event incoming? Now, I'm not someone who clamors for a Black Swan. That's not what my channel is about, but I would be foolish to ignore all of the similarities that are at play right now. Now, I don't think that we need a violent pullback like that, but I do see structurally a normal, healthy move is to backtest $35,000. And check it out. If I am wrong, if I am dead wrong, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be upset. I know that some of you are going to be like, haha, na boo boo, I got you. But check it out. If I'm dead wrong, let's go over that. I bought Bitcoin at 16,000, 17,000, 18,000. My average price is about 17,500 on where I was buying Bitcoin. I've already done a 2x and I sold 30% of my Bitcoin at $48,000. That is a 2x. Easy. Now, my most bullish case scenario, if I am dead wrong, is about $207,000 for Bitcoin. My medium case is $150,000. So let me show you what that looks like. So medium case, we're looking at another 2x. And bull case, we're looking at about a 3x. If I am dead wrong, which I don't believe that I am, because there are so many similarities, it's not even funny. But if I am dead wrong, ROI play is not going to be Bitcoin anyways. It's going to be the altcoins. Because if Bitcoin is making a new all-time high, guess what? The altcoins will be making a new all-time high as well. And I don't know about you, but being in the most volatile, risky asset known to man, a 2x doesn't exactly excite me. But in fact, I still believe that we are working on Wyckoff distribution. Now, I will say one thing. A weakness of mine is a lot of times, and if you've been following me long enough, you could probably know this, I will see these structural moves too early. And that is a possibility that instead of this being the UTAD, the UTAD is actually right here. But further more confirmation on this too is right now, it was just the new moon. And everyone has a hard time with this, and they're like, oh, the moon doesn't affect how I feel, except it affects the entire ocean, and you're made up of 70% water, but it doesn't affect how you feel, but it does affect the price, because look, there's hard data. The new moon, local top, the full moon right here, local bottom, new moon, local top, full moon, local bottom, new moon. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local bottom, local top, local top, local top, local top. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see. But the new moon was on November 9th, and I anticipate us for the next couple of days to be in this same energy before we start to get a pullback. Now, the question is, are we going to take out this at $38,000? I would say yes, especially because the core inflation came out and it was much worse than was expected. The forecast was 3.7%. They thought that we were going to lower the inflation on what was to be expected at 3.7%, but it is in fact 3.9%, meaning it is much more sticky, meaning they're nowhere close to cutting rates. Now, you can debate if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but typically this is not a good thing for the markets, and Bitcoin still has yet to get a body close above 50,000. And not only that, but it's right at the 618 too. This is a place where things get rejected. It wouldn't even be weird for us to get into 52,000 at the 702 and get rejected there. But I'm seeing lots and lots and lots and lots of data to point that this is the local top right now. We're having a clear divergence with lower highs on the RSI while the price is going up. That is a clear divergence. Wyckoff distribution seems to be clearly at play right now. Fear and greed is at an all-time high since 2021. It has not been this high, this much in greed since the bull run. People around my regular life are talking about crypto. And the president of the United States has laser eyes on everything. I thought that his Twitter account was hacked. But no, it's 3 days later. It's still up. It wasn't hacked. He, in fact, has two-factor authentication set up, and the laser eyes are still there. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to have another black swan, and I'm not a channel that calls for that, but the similarities here are eerie, to say the least. A black swan event would bring us into the low 30s, maybe even wink into the high 20s. But I do think that $35,000 structurally is where we're going to end up, and we will be trading sideways up into the halvening and after the halvening about 60 days before the actual bull market will start. And if I'm dead wrong and I don't get to take my Bitcoin dry powder that I sold from when I bought at $17,000 and I sold 30% of my Bitcoin at $48,000, I called it out months in advance, video evidence. If I am dead wrong, check it out. I will take that dry powder and I will put it into the altcoins because the ROI is going to be much higher over the next 18 months anyways. But I still don't even believe that to be true. But that is going to be the market update. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Peace, love, prosperity, God first. God bless. I'm out.
You are now in the presence of a